morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's Thankful Thursday, and I'm so glad that you're here to spend this morning with me. Good morning, Annie 7. Let's take a deep breath. We're going to do that heart-brain coherence, but I just want to give a minute for others to get in here and connect with us. And if you're finding this, hit that share button to send a message to people that we're here, we're ready to just sit in each other's presence, to sit in the presence of spirit that loves us, that's brought us together as a spiritual family, and that holds us, each one of us, in so much love, so much peace, and instills joy in our hearts. So I shared this as much as I can share it. So please help me to do the same and share it out to somebody you want to see this morning. Who do you want to say hello to? Who do you want to say thank you, I love you, and mean it? So let's just give a minute. I'm just going to do a moment of silence. Silence for all of those who are hurting right now. Those who may be feeling a little lost and not being able to say thank you, I love you, and find things to be grateful for. I just want to be still, asking the angels to bring those in that need to hear a message today, that need to feel a hug, that need to know that they're not alone and they are loved. That's what the Morning Cuppa is all about. It's not about just showing up. It's showing up in force, showing up and sharing from your heart, and just being in the presence of like-minded people who really care about each other. Thank you for sharing, Annie and Deirdre. Good morning, and thank you for sharing. Sally and Tony, good morning, good morning. All right, so we have a few people on. Let's go ahead and start with the heart-brain coherence. Hand on the heart center, and breathe in deeply into your lungs. And exhale that breath out slowly, letting go of anything that might be holding you back from sharing joy and gratitude and laughter and love. Just release. And breathe in another deep breath into your lungs. And when you breathe that one in and you've filled your lungs completely, add love in there. So much love that it feels like your heart's going to burst. And release it out. And we're going to do one more. And with this one, just hold somebody in your heart that you want to give a heart hug. Maybe they're here on the morning show. Maybe they don't even know about the morning show. But if there's somebody that you want to hold up to the light and give them that love from your heart, just do that now. Hold them in there. And on the out breath, send a big hug their way. Send some joy, some lightness, and just let them know that you love them. And the last thing that we do is put a smile on our face, because Kuan Yin reminds us that spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. So thank you to all who have found the broadcast and those who are still finding it and it's still being shared out. Thank you, Sally and Tony. Kathy Hand, good morning to you. I have the website scrolling on the page, angelspeakers.com. And on there, you will find opportunities to gather together, to sit together in love and in learning, in growing as a spirit being. So I hope you'll take an opportunity to go look at what is offered. We have a couple of classes going on, one in the month of September and one for the month of November. And we have a retreat, a spiritual retreat that's going to happen where the peas are gathering. And you could be a stranger, you could have no idea what a pea is and still sign up for that retreat. There's still a few openings, and I would love to see that house just teeming with energy, your energy. So let's make it happen. Good morning. Deirdre says, I'm grateful for this family and about the retreat. Between my physical challenges and the thought of leaving Thump alone when he's up in age, I won't go. I love y'all who wanted me to be there in person, so I'll be there in spirit. Oh, sweet one. I'm so sorry that we're not going to see you. That's a blessing to me to be in your presence, but I do understand. So thank you for sharing that. Marietta, good morning. We're on our way exploring again on Sweet Dreams. We already fixed our generator this morning, thanks to our angels who are always with us that make us smile. Oh, Marietta, you make me smile. And thank you for being here this morning. Okay, well, the angels had a beautiful message for us last night. You know, many times when I sit down at night and I open up my computer and I just ask the question, what would you have me know? What would you have us know in this few moments that I'm going to sit with you and ask for inspiration and ask for hope? And this is what they said. And the message is called Ugly Duckling or Beautiful Swan. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. That's a quote from Hans Christian Andersen. My favorite fairy tale is The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, as the story goes, a duck sat on a nest of eggs. When they hatched, one of the hatchlings from the brood looked different from the others. He was not accepted by his siblings because he looked different, and their bullying led him to thinking of himself as ugly. He eventually left for his own peace of mind, yet still seeing himself as ugly. As it turns out, the duckling was not a duck at all, but was a swan. As he grew, he became the beautiful swan he was born to be. Dear angels, the story of the ugly duckling is one that resonates with many of us. It's a tale of transformation, of finding oneself amidst the challenges of life. But beneath the surface of this classic story lies a deep spiritual journey that mirrors our own paths to self-realization and inner peace. The dark days of struggle are crucial. It represents the awakening of the soul, a call to embark on a journey towards self-discovery. The duckling's discomfort in his environment symbolizes the soul's yearning to return to its true nature, which is often obscured by the noise of the world and the judgments of others. Dear ones, the journey to self-realization is not always easy, but it is essential. Each of you has the potential to undergo a similar transformation, to move from a place of self-doubt and misunderstanding to one of self-acceptance and spiritual fulfillment. The duckling's journey is a reminder that you are all, in essence, swans. No matter how the world perceives you or how you perceive yourselves, your true nature is one of beauty and divinity. The spiritual journey is about peeling away the layers of illusion and returning to this truth. when you are no longer bound by the judgments of others or by your own misconceptions. You are free, fully embracing your true self. Dear angels, today I promise to see myself as the swan and not the ugly duckling. I think the message here is so profound. So many times we want to people please. And as much as we try, sometimes we still end up being bullied or manipulated or laughed at or have fingers pointing at us and hear ugly words. And that can do a number on our thought about who we are and what we are and how we are showing up in the world. So the story of the ugly duckling is one of transformation. And it is a metaphor for what happens with us when so many times other people only see the outside. They see something that doesn't look like them. I've never been seen as somebody that looks like anybody else. I've always not fit in. And in not fitting in, then I was made to feel like I wasn't important because I didn't fit the mold. I didn't do what others said I should do or I had to do. So that ugly duckling is actually a beautiful swan. It's not an anomaly. It's not something that's a deformed being. And so many times we see ourselves as broken or deformed. But take this message to heart because you're not. You're not broken. You're not deformed. There's nothing to fix. And we can't fix other people's actions or their words or their thoughts. Every one of us is on our own journey. So those that point fingers, just remember they have fingers pointing back at them. And they're the ones that have to come to the realization of how they treat others. We're not to judge them. We're only to love them and let what they are doing as our sandpaper people help us to be molded into something so beautiful and so shiny in the world that, yeah, we're going to stick out from the crowd. We're not going to be fitting in to the way others say we have to fit in. Oh, Sally, I definitely feel this message to my very core. How beautiful of a message. Oh, thank you, Sally. You know, sometimes the angels just blow me away with their message. Sometimes it hits home to me in such a profound way that it just touches me. And I don't know if it's going to touch anybody else because it hits me where I've had experiences in my life, experiences of bullying, experiences of not fitting in, experiences of thinking of myself as ugly. So it really did hit home with me, and I'm glad that you understood it. I just created a new word this morning. So, oh, I love that, Marietta. Here we go. Marietta says, a swan is a spiritual warrior active now. Oh, we sure are. We are swans. And, you know, swans are so unique. They really are. They're very unique. I have watched them. I have seen them out in the ponds. I've seen them in different people's backyards. I watch those swans. They don't know how beautiful they are. They don't know how they're affecting other people that might be standing there looking at their beauty. And you know what? Their beauty that we see is our beauty in here. It's not that the swans are spectacular. It's how we perceive them. And what we are looking at is a mirror for our own self. So, very emotional message, and one that I think so many of us can take to heart right now. So many of us can understand what it means to be bullied or to be thought of as different or not good enough, not fitting in with the mold. I don't want to fit in with the mold. I never have. I have never wanted to be in with the in crowd because I want to be my own in crowd. I just want to be who I am and show up in the world as who I am and not who somebody else thinks I am. Good morning, Brookie. Brookie and Dylan and Max. Hello, hello. And Sally says, I was a middle child and treated accordingly. My older sister was called the blonde goddess. My little sister had the deepest dimples and naturally a beautiful baby. And then there was me, awkward in every way. Can you imagine with this story? Just visualize it for a moment. Visualize these. There were 5 little ducklings and this swan that hatched. And this is a fairy tale, but we can visualize it. Imagine those little ducklings just waddling down to the water. And then there's this baby swan that was just awkward and the legs didn't seem to fit the body. And as it moved, it wobbled and wasn't graceful as the little ducklings were. And what does that do to a person when you look around and you see other people acting the way they do? And here you are, like you said, Sally, awkward in every way. And that's how I was as a child, as a teenager, even as a young adult, trying to find my way and floundering and struggling. My legs were not working the way they were supposed to work and move smoothly because I was too self-conscious to just relax and be me. And it's that self-consciousness that can create so much doubt and shyness and trying to hiding our light, not wanting to be seen by others. Leo, good morning, sweet one. And Sally, it's hard when the bullying comes from your family as well as the exterior people. I'm one strong person today. You most certainly are. And that's the thing about those fires we go through, whether it's fires of being bullied, being abused, whatever that is. Once you stand up and stand in your divine authority, you are so much stronger because of that fire you went through. It didn't take you out, right? It didn't kill you. And I love that song, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger. And those fires do make us stronger. And Annie makes me feel like me also. As a child, I was so short and never fit in and got bullying from my kids in school and family. Yeah, it's tough, you guys. It's so hard to be a kid. And, I think of those that don't make it. And my heart goes out to them. And I know that there are so many in our world that buy into what the other kids are saying, that they are the ugly duckling, that they are different and they'll never fit in, and they're not worthy of being in their presence. And there are those who are taking themselves off the planet because of it, because they just couldn't handle that abuse. And bullying is an abuse. And I speak out against it as much as I can, as often as I can, because I know what it feels like. from the side of being bullied. I know what that feels like. And if we can support our young people through all of that, and at least give them a fighting chance to see themselves as the beautiful swan that they are, then we've made a difference. We've made an impact. Good morning, Michelle Landers and Jennifer Langren. Thank you for being here. And Kathleen Caputo says, good morning, everyone. Please say extra prayers for baby Haven and his mom as he is in the hospital again. Thank you, Kathleen, for sharing that. And yes, we certainly are lifting up those babies. And Sally says, oh my gosh, Teri, I took that stand at the tender age of 7. I don't regret it either. It was against my mom, and it felt good to be liberated. It does. Once you do that stance, once you find that divine self that's inside, you never go back, because you know who you are and you know what you are and what you're capable of. And no amount of bullying can undo what you have learned. So learn it. Learn that you are worthy. One of the things that I still do to this day, it helped me tremendously after my marriage ended, and I had been very abused and very gaslighted. There was so much gaslighting that went on that I started to believe some of the lies. But once I got away from that situation, every day I would start telling myself, you are worthy. You are worthy. And I would say it day after day after day. I am enough. I am perfect just as I am. I am loved. I am a divine being of love and light. And I deserve happiness. I deserve joy. Tell yourself this every day, because that's going to keep you connected to who you truly are and help you to find that beautiful swan inside of you. Okay, so what does Kuan Yin have to say about this? Your path is before you now. Even if you sometimes lack confidence to trust in the path that you are upon, know this: you cannot miss your destiny. I shall guide your feet and inspire your heart to keep you true to your rightful divine life path. Trust me, trust yourself, and take your journey now. We make choices every day, every one of us, without exception. When we get up in the morning, we make all kinds of choices. And what's that most important choice that we make? Anybody want to take a guess? I'm listening. What's the most important choice we make when we wake up in the morning? And I'll wait for your answers on that. Because we all do. And even the act of not acting, of not making a choice, is making a choice. When you're choosing not to act, that's making a choice. So what's the most important choice we make when we get up in the morning, when we start our day, as we go about this beautiful new day that's been created, that we have before us? Oh, Sally, I love your comment. I feel like I've released some deep breaths with this show today. Thank you, and hugs to all standing strong. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm waiting. What's the most important choice we make every day? And it's not choking on your coffee. sing. And I'm just waiting to see if anybody wants to share what you think that might be. Absolutely. You got it, Sally. The most important choice that we make every day of our lives is to choose how we're going to show up in the world. How will we go through this day? What are we going to allow into our lives, into our hearts, into our voice, our words, into our actions? We choose that. There's nobody that's going to say, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. When we first wake up, when we open our eyes, we take that breath, and what do? We choose. We choose. What's my attitude going to be like today? Am I going to show up with a smile on my face? Or am I going to show up with a frown and growl and be discontent about everything? Thank you, Michelle. Kathleen, thank you. My most important choice is to know that my Creator is always supporting me in everything I do and state my gratitude. Starting that day off with gratitude makes all the difference in the world. Because once we start finding that one thing to be grateful for, wow, it just mushrooms from there. We can find a million things if we really sit with it and think about it. Good morning, Linda Lemieux. Good morning, Charlie Coons. So thank you to those who responded. Thank you for taking a moment to think about what is the most important choice that I make. And every day we make that choice. It's just as important as choosing to brush your teeth, wash your face, put clothes on your body, who you're going to interact with. That most important choice is, who am I? How am I going to show up? How am I going to be in this world today? Am I going to be that person that shines their light and maybe brings some joy and some hope and some inspiration to others? Or am I going to be that person that lends their voice with the crowd? You know, that crowd, we talked about them earlier, the ducklings, that crowd that is always seeing the glass half empty, that's seeing the sky falling down, that's seeing the worst in people in the world? Or are you going to be that beautiful swan that says, you know what, y'all go on. You go on and do what you're going to do. As for me and my house, I will serve the Lord, and I will smile, and I will greet this day with love, with honor, respecting the moments that I have been given to be here on earth, the moments that I choose, that I can show up in whatever way I choose to show up today. So thank you. Thank you to all who responded. And if you didn't get to read the blog, or if you didn't get to hear it being read, I encourage you to go to angelspeakers.com, go to the page that says blog, and the message is ugly duckling or beautiful swan. It's our choice. Every day it's our choice. How am I going to show up in the world? And if you don't ask it out loud, at least ask it inside of you. Just know that how you are showing up makes a difference. It makes a difference in your own life. And if you interact with other people, you're impacting their life as well. Today, India's 78th Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, Prachetta. You know, here in America, we shoot off fireworks and have celebrations and gatherings to memorialize our Independence Day. How is it there in your country? Do you all celebrate in a certain way your independence? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gandhi had something to do with that. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? And good morning, Prachir. Thank you for being here. And Kathleen says, I love that title. I will definitely read it today. Please do, for any of you who need a moment of inspiration, who need a word that speaks about being you, being authentically you, not who some other person tells you you are or bullies you into believing that you're not enough. You are enough. Know that. Know it in your heart. Sally says, I woke up feeling a bit weaker this morning, so I prayed for the strength to get through my shower and through my day, and I felt it instantly being sent through my body. Prayers are wonderful. Prayers are amazing. And I know that yesterday we revisited our prayer list. We went over the names that were on it. And thank you to all who share in that time together to pray for each other. It makes such a difference. So every day at the end of the show, we do that. We pray and we lift up not just those prayers that are on our prayer list, but anything else that's going on in your world. And Prachetta says, yes, ma'am, Gandhi is the father of our nation. He fought for independence, for India's independence. Absolutely. Gandhi was a peacekeeper, and he knew that he had to step up. He knew that there was something to be done, and he was not afraid to do it. So I'm so happy for your country that you did get that independence. All right, so it is prayer time. So if there's something in your heart, something for you specifically or for a loved one, go ahead and type it in. I want to ask that you remember my friend Kuka, who is one of our Ps, and many of you have met Kuka in person. She was at our Sedona retreat last year. Kuka's father did pass last night, and she let me know that. We had been praying for him for the best and highest good. He was in hospice, and we knew that the time was getting close. So let's remember her and her family and all the relatives and just pray for peace in their family. So now that that whole family is left without a father or a mother, and let's just pray for them to come together in solidarity and in honoring the father that just passed and their mother who passed, I believe, last year, and holding them all up. It's a national holiday. So happy that you get to celebrate it, Prachetta. And thank you, Deirdre. Prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace, attention to human trafficking, and support for parents of addicted children and all P family members in need. Thank you for that, Deirdre. There are many. There are many of us right now going through different struggles, and we appreciate that prayer. And Prachetta says, ma'am, special prayers for you and your family, special prayers for India and the whole world. Let peace be with everyone. Absolutely. May there be peace in our world, and may it begin inside of each one of us. That choice that we make when we wake up in the morning. We can choose to be peaceful and to bring in an energy of peace, or we can We can choose to go into the chaos and add to that low vibration that's going on in the world. And one of those things is looking at how people are acting in the world. And are we going to jump in there and be like that crowd? Or are we going to stand out and say, hey, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing to stay in my high vibration today. Okay, so if you do have other prayers, Michelle, I don't know how you're feeling, but hopefully it's better. We've been lifting you up in prayer. We continue to do so. And Deirdre, I know you're going through a lot physically, so we lift you up for complete healing. Kathleen, prayers for you and your health, for your cousin and her health, and for those sweet babies that you bring to us all the time for us to hold up. And let's remember our Blue Jean, who's not here this morning, and neither is our Auntie Jean. Our pair of jeans is missing. But let's remember both of them in prayer and whatever is happening in their world, and our sweet Dolly the horse, who's getting ready to be a resident there where Jean is. They're building her a barn. So let's pray for the barn builders and pray for Jean's husband, Dave, because he is the main one that's out there creating that barn. You're always for standing out. Oh, yeah, Sally. Me too. Stand out, stand up. Let your voice be heard and let your light shine out into the world. And you're feeling better. Awesome, Michelle. I'm so happy to hear that. And on angelspeakers.com, Michelle and I are teaching a class together, and you sign up there on the website. All right, so let's go into our hearts. Let's remember those who are hurting, those who, for whatever reason, are not feeling loved, are feeling like they're alone. Let's pray for our homeless, all of those who just don't have enough in their life, enough food, enough shelter, enough warmth or cool. And thank you, Sally. You say it so eloquently. Prayers for the lost, the lonely, the forgotten, the unloved, the homeless, and for all those living in fear of another. So breathe into your heart center right now. And you all can keep putting in if there's prayers that you want us to be aware of, and especially if there's something you're going through. Let us know what that is. So breathing in and making that connection in our heart center, holding only love. Only love and light is welcome in our hearts. Welcome in this family that gathers together every day. Exhale out anything other than love, any fear, any guilt, shame, blame, anger, whatever it might be. Just let go of that. Release it. And then breathe in the love coming from the divine. With your spiritual eyes and your spiritual heart, just look to that great central sun. Ask for that sun to shine on you, to come right into your heart, right where you are in this moment, and breathe life into you. Breathe love into you. Breathe confidence, a sense of worthiness. Now release out anything other than that. Any fears, any insecurities, anything that's telling you you're not enough, just let it go. And we're going to breathe in that love again. Let it come right into your heart. Let it go into your solar plexus. And if you want to hold on to your abdomen, your solar plexus area, just say these words. I am worthy. I am enough. I encourage everyone at some point today, find a place where it's just you, where you can just be alone and say these words out loud. Saying them out loud brings a new energy to it. It's almost like making a commitment that you fully believe those words you're saying. I am worthy. Think about that for a minute. Let's all just go into that energy of worthiness. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to be worthy? I am enough. What does that mean? I am deserving. I am loved. Just hold that thought for a moment. What comes up for you when you say those words, or when you hear those words being spoken? You are enough. You are amazing. You are so worthy. You don't have to do anything to earn all of that. You can't. There's nothing to do to earn your worthiness. There's nothing to do to earn the love that God has for you. Feel it right now. I want you to feel into that solar plexus especially and say, what does that mean that I am enough? What does it mean that I am worthy? And then go to your heart. Feel the love. You are loved. You are the beloved of the Creator. Nothing can take that away from you. If you're looking at things that have happened in your life, choices that you made that are making you doubt that you can be loved, let that go. Let that concept go. Let that thought go. Because there is nothing that can keep you from the love of the Creator. Nothing. Accept that love in. Let it flow to your heart. Put that smile on your face. How do you feel when somebody says, I love you? Don't you want to smile? Don't you want to rejoice? This is what the Creator says at every moment of every day. You are loved. You are enough. You are worthy. I'll let you sit in that for a moment while we lift up the rest of the prayers. All of those that are on our list, all of those that we hold in our heart, we lift them up to the Creator who loves us all unconditionally and equally. And we ask that these prayers be answered for the best and highest good of all. And then we release. We let it go because it's not our burden to hold on to. It's not ours to keep. Breathe in again. Breathe into your heart. Give yourself a hug and just say, I love you. I love you. I love you. So now, let's love on this beautiful family that's gathered together here. And I just want to see what's going on here. Linda, you're having pain in your right arm and shoulder. Yes, we absolutely will send healing energy. And Linda, you've just been lifted up to the Creator. So Let that love flow through you. Let it flow right into you with the knowingness that, as Sally is saying, I am worthy. I am enough. I am that swan. And if you all don't get that reference, go to the blog from last night at Angel Speakers. Hi, Julie Kiss, and thank you for prayers for all in need. And Blue, hello. When someone says, I love you, Pocket wiggles her butt. So I do that now. I love that. All right. Well, we're going to be saying it a lot. So here we go. And I'm going to call on our Leo to sing to us. And we're going to say these words to each other. Thank you. I love you. And really feel it, and feel as you receive those words and you receive that message, feel the love. Come on. What just happened? There we go. Thank you, Julie Kiss. Thank you. I love you. Sally and Tony, love you so much. Thank you, Prachetta and Prachir. Love you. Michelle Landers, you are so loved. Charlie, thank you. I love you. And Prachetta, I am happy. I love that. Thank you, Annie7. Thank you. I love you. And hugs right back to you. Deirdre, love you so much. Thank you, Linda. Oh, sweet Marietta. I'm so happy you're back out on the water. Full of joy. I love you. Do the pocky dance. You're so welcome, Linda. You're so loved. Triple A. Thank you all for being at the Morning Cuppa. I hope you filled your cup up with love today. I know I did. Cuppa full of joy. Accept, align, allow. Triple A, y'all. Uh-oh, did Dave not make you coffee? Here, I'll give you some of mine. I'll share. Let's go. Oh, thank you, Leo, and thank you for our song. Uh-oh, we're at the end of the song. Who's going to sing with Leo? Come on, please. Woo! He had to woo all by himself today. All right. Well, I love you guys. And thank you for being here. There's Charlie a minute late. Yes, it's a woo. And Michelle, woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, it's coming up on the weekend, isn't it? Oh, we got a wee along with those whoos. It's a silly day. I love you. Stay in your heart. Remember, you're not an ugly duckling. You're a beautiful swan. So go out there into the world and show off your swanness today. And let's just make an impact in the world. We're going to fill it full of swans. I will see you all tomorrow on the Morning Cuppa. Good morning, Kim. We're just ending the show, but thank you for showing up and so much love to you. So have a great day,